Managing employees in Schedule 1 can be kind of confusing. In my last video, I was covering how to manage your botanists and setting them up and moving, trimming the plants and putting the soil and watering them and taking them where they're going to need to go. Today, we're going to be working with the chemist. The chemist is who is going to be either working on when you are mixing product together, whether that be like OG Kush and horse semen, mixing those two things together. They can do that, but the main thing that they're going to be used for is going to be the chemistry labs and the ovens. And so when you first get a chemist, you're going to assign them to whatever area you assign them to. I assigned them to the sweatshop, which is the apartment behind Mrs. Ming. You're going to go and want to do a very similar actions that you would normally do when you're setting up stuff for your botanist. You're going to want to come over to here and manage your chemist, and you're going to want to select their bed. Bed is always going to be the number one thing that you're going to want to do. Every single person's going to need a bed, and then you're going to go over here and you're going to assign them. Brandon's already assigned here, so I do not need to do that for him. But there is other stations that we do need to assign him to. So as of right now, I do have him already assigned to both chemistry stations. If he wasn't assigned to these stations, I would come over here and then click on them, assign station chemistry, come over to this, click on this, to unassign them, and now we're going to reassign them back to our thing. So now we have both chemistry stations here. We also want to go ahead and assign him to both of these ovens. Now, when the chemist was first released, there was only 3 spots on their assigned stations. They now have 4 spots. So if you're unaware of that, you can now actually assign them to 2 chemistry stations as well as 2 ovens. So we will assign him to both ovens, and he should be able to operate all of these stations very easily with just a single chemist, because each one of these actions takes like 8 minutes to solve, and then the oven takes like 4 or 5 or 6 minutes to get done. And so there's going to be a lot of downtime for him if you only have him on one, and he'll be able to very easily take care of 2 stations of each. Now, once you have these stations set up, there's a few, or at least the chemist set up assigned to the stations, there's a few things that you're going to want to do to make sure that they work properly. Number one thing is you want to go ahead and go over and manage the chemistry station. You need to make sure that you set the recipe. If you do not set the recipe, they will come over here and there'll be nothing assigned, and they won't be able to actually work. So you need to assign the only recipe that currently exists, which is the liquid product. So you're going to go ahead and assign that to there, and you're also going to assign it over here. Also, one thing I forgot to mention, you're obviously going to want the product needed to be inside the chemistry station, which that is going to be the pseudo, the phosphorus, and the acid. The phosphorus and acid you can go ahead and buy from the warehouse that you go and get like your high tier equipment where you bought the lab and stuff from as well. And then the pseudo, you're going to want to get a connection with one of the dealers on the side, not the dealers, it's like one of the contacts that you get on the secondary zone of Schedule 1. Here, next thing is you're going to want to set up your destination for the chemistry station. The destination for the chemistry station should always be going into the lab oven, because that is the next step in processing this product. And you go ahead and do that on the other one and set it up in the lab oven as well. Now, when these products are done and they are ready, they'll come over. As you can see, he's already grabbing some of the stuff that's ready already, and he's going to go put it in the oven and take care of that. Now, lastly, to finally set up this whole operation, is you just want to do 2 more things, which is manage this lab oven and this lab oven, and you're going to want to set a destination for both of them. So when they are done with the product, when the product is done, getting it cooked inside the oven, he will take it out of here and put it here, because otherwise it would only be able to store 20 product. But once you assign it to one of these storage things, they'll be able to keep, much more. There'll be 160 that they can store, and it'll all go into here and be accessible for the use that you want to do. Outside of that, there's not a lot else that you need to worry about with chemists. They're fairly straightforward. I think more straightforward than dealing with botanists, just because there's less to do, but there's those critical points to make sure that you set up the recipes are important. Otherwise, they'll just stand around doing nothing. And obviously, you're going to need to give him money for his daily wages. He's the most expensive. He's $300 per day, but he also produces the most pricey product that you can do right now. So it makes sense. He's got skilled knowledges. Skilled knowledge. Now, you could also like set up a packer if you want to as well. The chemist won't do that. But I do have a packing station in here. You can go ahead and just have them grab the product off and set a route and to do that. We will be going over how to handle packers soon. I just need to progress a little bit further so I can show you guys all the different things. Up next is we're going to be in the warehouse. This is probably where we're going to set up the packer. But anyways, I will see you guys later. Hope you guys learned something from this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.